Lyndon Baines Johnson signed it, but so was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And King, who was, they were both princes of the Black Baptist Church. Adam Clayton Powell had gone to, attended school in New York. His father, his father, in many ways, had groomed him to be a prince of the Baptist Church. Martin Luther King,
as Dr. King,
as Dr. King's father.
Good.
His father pastored Abyssinian, while Dr. King's father pastored Ebenezer, and they both groomed their sons for the roles that they would take. They both went to elite schools, Morehouse College in the South, and they both were products of the black middle class. But where they differed, I think, was Dr. King grew up in the segregated South, born right in 1929, just as America was going into the Great Depression. And Dr. King saw a different and a brutal side of white segregationist power. And it was something that I don't think Adam Clayton Powell saw. That shaped Dr. King in a way that that Adam Clayton Powell didn't.
And led to his assassination.
Yes, and led to his assassination. Absolutely. In a sense, both of them were assassinated. Dr. King, literally. Good. Adam Clayton Powell was politically destroyed because of his brashness. So what I find with now, both of them come at a time when African Americans have migrated, and I think this is also important to make the making of these two figures. African Americans began to migrate immediately after the Civil War. Every 10 years, you look at the census, you see more and more African Americans migrating toward the West and toward the North. Except for the 10 years during the Depression, when you don't see much migration, but you see, and so African Americans migrated from rural communities in the South to cities in the South like Montgomery and Atlanta. That created the possibility for a Montgomery bus boycott, but also created the possibility for an Abyssinian Baptist church, which was Adam Clayton Powell's political base, and which became for Martin Luther King the base for the Montgomery bus boycott and Ebenezer. And so as these two figures began to interpret the biblical text, they thought of the Exodus story for Adam Clayton Powell. The Exodus story guaranteed for African Americans in his sermon, "Stop Blaming Everyone Else," which he preached at Abyssinian Baptist Church in the 50s. It was a sermon that invited African Americans